Greetings, one and all. It's me, the Mick, and I am back with some more Warhammer 40K lore. As always, like, comment, subscribe, and do all that other nonsense if you like this kind of stuff and you want to see more of it. Today is a very special episode because we are going to be talking about one of the better known Chaos Gods in 40K. Perhaps you've heard some of these fairly famous sayings before, like blood for the blood god, or there's even skulls for the skull throne, and milk for the cornflake. What the? Siege! What? Have I told you? I'm messing with the script, idiot! No, get over. Fix this. You fix it right now. Sorry about that. Let me just get the script down. There. Yeah, sorry about that confusion there. Ignore the last bit about the cornflakes and the... Anyway, yeah. I will be going over the Chaos God Khorne. The Chaos God of war, bloodshed, wanton violence, and unbridled rage. When depicted in art, Khorne is usually portrayed sitting atop a throne of skulls in the center of a gigantic lake of blood, both of which growing ever larger and deeper and more magnanimous as more and more battles wage on that involve his champions, whether it's the champions felling the enemy and donating blood and skulls for the throne room, or the champions themselves falling in battle. Though Khorne is mostly known as a bloodthirsty berserker who loves nothing more than claiming lives, no matter where, no matter who, and no matter how. Khorne also represents pride, martial honor, and bravery. Now, hold on. Don't get it twisted, though, okay? Khorne cares not from where the blood flows, so long as it flows. Another actual, saying of followers of Khorne. Tzeentch. You will not find any temples or shrines to Khorne amongst any of his followers, who take their worship to the battlefield, not unlike the Sisters of Battle in a kind of weird way. In fact, Khorne will slowly seduce new members who may be honor-bound noble warriors, or warriors fighting for a completely different or opposite cause, not unlike Sisters of Battle or soldiers in the Imperium army. Khorne might sit there and promise them just, a smidgen more glory for that battle over here, and a touch extra courage over there, until all of a sudden, before you know it, you're a screaming, bloodthirsty tyrant charging into battle headlong without any armor and a loincloth. Any follower of Khorne who goes even a day without spilling blood is said to incur Khorne's wrath. That's how dedicated this man is to his craft. For some reason that no one really knows, Khorne does have a sacred number, and that number is the number 8. This number and any of its multipliers will often show up that any place Khorne shows up, or any time that his influence is found just about anywhere. Shows up from the number of bloodthirster ranks to the number of cohorts in a full-strength legion. Some followers of Khorne going so far as to even carve the number 8 into their bodies, whether it be on their forehead, their chest, their back. You get the idea. The demon legions of Khorne are called blood legions. Look here, I'm going to level with you guys, okay? This dude isn't super creative, okay? He has a brand, he sticks with it, and he stays in his lane. Really can't fault the guy for that, I guess, but when it's all bloodshed, murder, and mayhem, But of course, there were several Space Marine legions, not just demons, under Khorne's rule. Many of the Space Marine legions ended up turning traitor during the Horus Heresy, and they turned to the gods of chaos. One such legion that follows Khorne are called the World Eaters. They specialize in charging in close with dual melee weapons and crashing into the front lines of any enemy they face. This legion is led by Angron, a Primarch with an embedded implant known as Butcher's Nails, which are embedded right into his head, into his brain. This causes Angron and subsequently all of his sons to have an insatiable rage to the point where they experience an excruciating level of pain if they are not actively engaged in combat. In fact, it'll start causing them to hallucinate that their allies are actually enemies, or that there are enemies when there are no enemies. Kind of like a dog barking at the mirror, but like way more bloody and involving another dog. But this one, 9 feet tall and covered in armor, and yeah, super fun times. I also want you to keep in mind, though, that Khorne didn't actually do the whole butcher's nails situation to Angron. The person who actually did that was the God Emperor. Loving, doting father who treated all his sons fairly and for sure didn't pick any favorites. Regardless, one thing many of Khorne's forces have in common is they are as much of a danger to each other as they are to any enemy. Again, kind of pulling similarities from the orcs. If they're not fighting somebody else, then they're probably just fighting each other. All you can really hope for going up against any type of Khorne forces is that they were left alone long enough to slap each other around before they end up eventually setting their sights on you. Overall, if you like full frontal assaults, throwing caution to the wind, or if you subscribe to the belief that if violence isn't the answer, you just aren't using enough of it, then Khorne and his legions may just be the fit for you. If you'd like a deeper dive into Khorne or any of his various legions or aspects, or you would like me to cover any other piece of Warhammer 40k lore, please let me know in the comments section below. As always, I hope you enjoyed the video. Like, comment, subscribe, and all that good dumb stuff that I kind of have to say for the video. But one thing you should never forget is blood. Blood for the Blood God.